Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm sitting here with one of my favorites. This is Del Reeves. Hi, Del.
Hello, Mike.
Man, welcome to Orlando. Man, we have so much fun. I mean, tell them what we're getting ready to do. This is exciting.
Well, this is unbelievable for me.
Yeah.
I mean, what we're getting ready to do is to do an hour-and-a-half video
Yep.
of the Del Reeves whole concert,
That's right.
and to top it all off, to do it under a tent.
That's right. And
We
this is a
come to
great
this
tent.
conclusion. This is a great story. I mean, this goes back to my roots. When I was 6 years old or 7 years old, Bill Monroe was coming to a little town called Sparta, North Carolina, and he had a tent. And the trucks came in, of course, about 11 o'clock. And boy, I was over there to meet them all. I helped them and everything else. So I thought I might get a front row seat to see the great Bill Monroe,
Wow.
Well, I did better than that. I got to meet him that night and talk to him about the Grand Ole Opry and tell him I was
man.
a singer. And boy, at
Did he?
7
And he?
years
And
old,
did he? And he was real responsive. And
oh
everything?
yes, he's just a lovely person to me.
Wow.
And it always stuck in my mind. Someday, I'm gonna do a show under a tent
That's
and do
right.
a video. And lo and behold, it's coming true. Thanks to you and your nice folks here in Orlando.
I appreciate that, Del. Del's been so kind to us. We've done the Opry with Del. We've, gosh, we go back a few years now doing
Yes, we do.
down-home television. So this video that we're going to produce, like I said, an hour and a half. It's going to have comedy. It's going to have most of his 35 top 10 hits. He had 9 number ones. It's going to be a great video, and it's going to happen here pretty soon. I'm looking forward to it.
Very soon, yes, as we speak.
And we got the boys from the Grand Ole Opry here.
Yep. Sure
Tell us who your band members are.
We got, of course, we got Jack Williams on bass.
Mm-hmm.
We got little Denver, which is really, I call him Denver,
Uh-huh.
but his name is Eugene. But he's got a beautiful name. I told him, I said, you should call yourself Denver Moles, not
Yeah.
Eugene Moles. With a name like Denver, are you kidding me?
That's right.
But he still goes by Eugene. Then, of course, got Alvis Barnett on drums.
Right.
And we got Ronnie Dale on keyboards. And that's from the Grand Ole Opry, and that's it.
That's great.
That's
okay.
all I need.
Well, we've brought the Opry to a tent in Orlando to go back to the when Del was 7 years old, when he met Bill Monroe under a tent. Now he's making a video available for all of you folks at home, and this is going to be great. All we have to do now is just do the video. You want to do it?
Yes, I
All
want to do
right,
it.
let's go do it, buddy.
Can't do it. Let's go, buddy.
Okay. All right. The man you are about to see tonight has had 35 top 10 hits, 9 number ones, and we have him here tonight. Let's give it up for Mr. Del Reeves.
Thank you, folks, for being here with us tonight. We're sure glad because we couldn't do a video without you. I want you to know that right now. And it's great for Mike to go through all the work that he's gone through to do this video. And I'll guarantee you before it's over, we'll do something that you'll like. I don't know what it'll be. After Johnny Roberts gets through, there ain't much left. But we're going to sing with those songs. So, are we ready? Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Make sure you know what you know when you know it, or before you know it, you'll be all alone. Take care of what you do when you do, if you do it. If you don't, won't have your baby alone. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Everybody envies you, you lucky so-and-so. You should thank your lucky stars above. Just what she sees in you, I guess I'll never know. It's a wonder you still have her love. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Make sure you know what you know when you know it, or before you know it, you'll be all alone. Take care of what you do when you do, if you do it. If you don't, you won't have your baby long. Be glad you got what you got when you got it, or you gonna find out what you got is gone. Gonna find out what you got is gone. Gonna find out what you got is gone. Look out! A little signature song, if you don't mind. Do 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 do. There's a Southern Bell Telephone Company in our town. Every afternoon I'm right there hanging around. And telephone operators walking up and down the streets. Any fool could figure out what I'm there to see. I'm watching the bells as the Southern bells go by, swinging their hips and rolling down pretty eyes. And my heels clicking make me start a kicking my heels up to the sky. Watching the bells as the Southern bells go by. Well, the Google light traffic up out in the middle of the street, looking every which way except for yard and reed. With both arms waving, giving everyone the go-ahead sign. You can tell they're acting traffic ain't on his mind. He's watching the bells of the Southern bells go by, swinging their hips and rolling down pretty eyes. And my heels clicking make me start a kicking my heels up to the sky. Watching the bells of the Southern bells go by. Doodle doo doo doo. Doodle doo doo doo. I just said the guitar player, I wanted to know if he knew his part. No. Doodle doo doo doo. Lord, I love that. No, I just got to reminiscing. Back when this song was #1 in 1967, and I was doing a tour with Johnny Cash. And if you've read The Man in Black, at that time in '67, Johnny Cash could do anything he wanted to do, and did. We were playing Miami, and I am on for the second time. They could not find John. They sent me out to do this song for the Bell Telephone Company, the Southern Bells, and now, Lord, we have so many Bell Telephone Companies that you can't keep them. I don't know them all. But the girls, I don't know them all either. But I know they work there. But they finally found John. He was sitting on the ground between two cars, and the front doors were open. And John was drinking from both cars. And they said, "John, you're on." Well, they got him up and got him on stage, and he headed off to my right, and he comes straight on stage, and he said to me, "Hello there, Dale. How you doing, buddy?" I said, "Fine, John." I said, "Wait a minute, it ain't your time. I'm trying to finish this song." He said, "They told me I was on, and I'm on." I said, "Well, you are just after this song." He said, "This is one of my favorite songs. It's a good thing that you got it before I did. I'd have made the song #1. I said, "John, it is #1. He said, "Yeah, but I wouldn't have put that doo-doo on it. I said, I guess there's a difference between doo-doo and well, I fooled you, I got horses. I said, you know something, I never thought of that. It is about the same thing. But let me sing a verse of this song because I happen to know it and I love it. I said, well, go ahead and sing the last verse. And this is the way John sang that verse to you. They say that the hymn line's getting shorter this year. That sounds like mighty sweet music to my ear. I wouldn't want you folks thinking us men are wrong kind of guys. We just sort of got an eye left for the finer things in life. We're watching the belt of the Southern Belle go by, swinging her hips and rolling down pretty eyes. Now my heels slick and make me start a-kicking my heels up to the sky. Watching the belle of the Southern Belle go by. We're watching the belle of the Southern Belle go by. Take it, Dale. I just happened to think that, being that we're under a tent in Florida, and I want you to know that when it all happened for me, as a small kid of 6 or 7, I went to see Bill Monroe, and they had a tent, and they came in about 11 or 12 o'clock with the big trucks, and boy, I was there helping them set up that tent, just so I could get. I thought maybe they'd let me speak with Mr. Monroe. And my wish came true that night. And I've always thought of doing a show under a tent. And God knows, thanks to Mike, who made it happen, a video under a tent with such nice folks like you. But it took me such a long time to get a ballad off the ground. Oh, I tried so many times to do a ballad, but no, you want to hear doodle-doo-doo-doo. But I kept trying, and it took me 10 years to finally find the right song that you made a top 10 record on a ballad. And if you'll listen to the words, I believe it'll get a part of Home to Today, and maybe even more so than it did back in 1974. Think back. I know that you're wondering who I dream about, and if I've met someone who thrills me so. Yes, I finally found a girl. She turns me inside out. Let me tell you about her. Oh, you ought to know. You comb her hair every morning. Sure, she dresses, oh, just right. You comb her hair every morning, and you put her to bed every night. Now here's a little Denver on that guitar, folks, just like the record was. And this piano man was just like the record. Must have been, because it was him. When she's around me sometimes, I can hardly speak. Lord, I stammer and I act just like a fool. But just to hold her hand in mine makes me feel weak. Oh, you know her, honey, she's our only little girl. And you comb her hair every morning, and you make sure she dresses just right. You comb her hair every morning, and you put her to bed every night. And you put her to bed every night. Ooh, what a song. Thank you very much, folks. God love your hearts. You know, we do a day, a Del Reeves Day, every year in a little town called Sparta, North Carolina. And I wondered about a preacher who we had known for such a long time. I was growing up as a kid. And my brother told me, well, Will had been killed. And I said, oh my goodness, how did it happen? He said, well, Will was out hunting. And Lord knows, in the hills of North Carolina, the only thing you can hunt is rabbits and squirrels. But they said Will ran up on a bear. He ran up on a bear, and the bear saw Will, and the Will saw. They saw each other. And Will said, oh, Lord, I have nothing but a .22 rifle. And he's got 4, 5, 6, 7 shots, whatever a .22 rifle shoots. He said, Lord, I'm going to shoot that bear. And let him fall, Lord. Well, he fired down with that little .22. And click, 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 round bullets. And the bear started after Will, they said. Will throwed the gun down and started running as fast as he could. And as fast as he ran, so did the bear. And he looked back, and the bear was right on him, and he said, oh, Lord, make the bear religious. Make him a religious bear, Lord. Make him religious. About that time, the bear hit Will's back heel and fell flat on the ground, Will did. The bear fell flat on top of Will. And the bear looked up and said, Our Father who art in heaven, thank you for this food, which I am about to partake of. It's one of them places. Be careful of what you ask for, you may get it. The moral of that story is, oh boy. You know, this was my father's favorite song, really and truly, because, you know, I think he never listened to the jukebox and all that, you know, because he was a little bit too old for all that. But how he made his money was a dime at a time. And I had a song at #1, and that was his favorite because the only thing he could remember was a dime at a time. Well, let me sing it for you, and then you'll know. Called One Dime at a Time. My whole life savings, a $2 bill. That's why I'm here tonight. I got time to kill, and I can tell my story about 20 times. $2 in the jukebox, one dime at a time. $2 in the jukebox, a dime at a time. Played the same old song about a love gone wrong till closing time. $2 gonna do me, honey, you buy the wine, and we'll put it in the jukebox, one dime at a time. Yes. Pardon me, mister, mind if I sit down? Mr. Relax Company, I believe it I found somebody just as lonely. I don't believe I'm wrong. If we had a place to go to, we'd have done been gone. $2 in the jukebox, a dime at a time. Play the same old song about a love gone wrong till closing time. $2 gonna do me, honey, you buy the wine, and we'll put in the jukebox, one dime at a time. And we'll put it in the jukebox, one dime at a time. You know, as we do this video, I want to tell you something. I don't want you to ever forget Roger Miller. That's why I'm sitting down tonight. Roger always sat down on a stool and done his show. And Roger and I played all over the world together, folks. I mean, in the 60s and 65, 66, I mean, all you heard was boop, 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 da pound, pound, pound. Yeah. Boop, 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 da pound, pound, pound. Now here sitting high, getting ideas, ain't nothing but a fool to live like this. And all night and running wild. I'm sitting home with a month-old child. They dang me, dang me. They ought to take a rope and hang me from the highest tree. Woman, would you weep for me? Boop, 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 da pound, pound, pound. One more time, son. Boop, 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 da pound, pound, pound. And on them same shows I'm going. Do-do-do-do-do. I do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Guess time I quit, the band did. No. But we went all over the country. We played Germany, England, Spain, France, Switzerland, Holland. Where else over there, Ronnie? You remember?
Europe.
Europe.
It was Europe.
Yeah, that's right. Europe. Yeah.
It
Ladies
was Europe.
and gentlemen, this is Ronnie Dell to my right, to your left. Look over Ronnie Dell. Ronnie Dell will remind you of a little campfire out in the wilderness. Cheerful, but not too bright. Man. I know, but we did. We played. But I'll never forget the time that we played.
It was Europe because you remember you went to the bathroom and I played that European song.
The campfire is about to go out, folks. Ah, yes, yeah, all right. The campfire's definitely going out. But Roger and I played a little bitty town in Illinois. We might have some folks here from Illinois. I don't know that. But it was a little town called Chicago. Yeah. It was a little town in the 60s. No. It's always been a big city. But we played the most beautiful place, the McCormick Place. And if you're from Indiana or anywhere close around those states, you read about this in the papers. I'm telling you. That night after the show of me and Roger, it burnt to the ground. That $54 million building. Me and Roger were hot back then. Garth Brooks wasn't nothing. We burnt the places down. See what I'm saying? No, wait a minute. Wait, I'm going to get. Buck Owens was on the show and Miss Kitty Wells was on the show. Statute of limitations has ran out. So I am going to tell you who started the fire. Buck Owens. Yeah, he didn't like. Boop, 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 the pound, pound, pound. Boop, 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 the pound, pound. Do, 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 do. He didn't like us at all. And so he got his drummer to strike a match and set it on fire. Because his wife told me that there wasn't no fire in Buck. I don't know what that means. I just don't know what that means, Jack. I mean, you know, but so I know that is fact. But I had a song that had been written by my wife about the nice folks in Michigan. And Roger loved it. He absolutely loved it because at that time they were getting laid off at their jobs. And me and him was running around. But this is a true story, folks. We was on the 32nd floor of that big hotel overlooking Lake Michigan. Man, that night we saw the Fitzgerald go down. And come back up. I mean, really? I mean, you talk about high. Now, we were high. In those days, we did partake of the wine pretty well. And when that place was burning, me and Roger was writing. Oh, yeah. On the 32nd floor. It only had 31 floors. But me and Roger were on the 32nd floor. And that's why we could see the Lake Fitzgerald, Fitzgerald go down in the Lake Michigan. We're running around in our shorts. Now, I'm telling you, folks, with a guitar strapped on our backs, with a bottle in one hand of Jack Daniels and pills in the other. And Johnny Cash got all the credit for it. We couldn't win for losing. But he loved this song. And I want to sing it for you. Now, I got ready to record it. I hadn't recorded it that time. And I said, Roger, what am I going to put on it, you know? Boo, 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 do, bam, bam, bam. Do. Whoop, whoop. He said, try them all three, Reeves, and see what happens on that song. Because I love that song. We did, and y'all made it number one in 1968. Called This Must Be the Bottom. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. I doodle-doo-doo-doo. I doodle-doo-doo. Well, I lost my job, ain't got a dime. I need a shave and I need a shine. And I'm all hung over. I got a mouthful of cotton. I guess I've arrived. It must be the bottom. If this is the bottom, well, okay, I figured I'd make it one day. I had high hopes, but she sure shied on. Yes, I've arrived. It must be the bottom. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. I doodle-doo-doo-doo. I I'm an honorary member of Skid Row. Smoke old butts and we bag our dough. And if you need any troubles, folks, we got 'em. I guess we've arrived. It must be the bottom. If this is the bottom, well, okay, I figured I'd make it one day. I had high hopes, but she sure shot 'em. I guess I've arrived, it must be the bottom. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, this must be the bottom. Cause the only way we sees up. And the South Nation Opera Band is a-coming after us. Oh, me do-do-do-do-do. Anybody got time for a cup of coffee? How about a little cigarette and beer? Oh, 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 do-do-do-do-do. Boy, you folks are on tonight, and I'm telling you, this band is playing like I've never heard before. Good. Let me introduce these boys to you who come all the way down from the Grand Ole Opry to Nashville with me and play with me on the road all the time. The boy playing our guitar comes to us from Bakersfield, California. That's Eugene Moles, ladies and gentlemen. A nice hand for Eugene. And the boy also standing beside him comes also from California, which I've known Jack many years. And he, I think, Jack, you was the first one. You beat them boys here a little bit from California.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days. Jack Williams, ladies and gentlemen, on the bass, all right? And the boy also has been with us now for going on 8 years. So all three of them. All four of them, matter of fact. I've said about 8 years. But little Alvis used to ride bulls for a living. And I begged him to quit, but he still goes and does some at different times. And one of these days he's going to break his arm, can't play the drums. We hope. No, a nice hand for Alvis Barnett. Alvis, stand up, take a bow. All right. And the boy playing our piano is a boy that comes to us from the great state of Kentucky. And you'll notice during our video tonight just how Kentuckians really are before the show's over, before the video's over. But he's the little campfire, best campfire we ever had, played the piano. A nice hand, if you will, for Ronnie Dale. And that's Ronnie right there. Now for the truck drivers of America who made it all possible with these songs because they made them all #1. Like looking at the world through a windshield. That's how we do it, you know. When I was just a little bitty kid, I remember one time Mama said, Daddy sends you all of this love from Frisco Bay. I didn't understand till I was grown. My daddy didn't spend some time at home, run around the country that old way. Whoa, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. A sweet little thing I'm a one to see in Atlanta, GA. Down around Dallas and roll on south tonight. Here's that guitar. I pushed this rig through sleet and rain, driven through the rough terrain to the Rockies, to the docks of old L.A. On down that old Pacific shore, swing north and run for Baltimore, somewhere about 2,000 miles away. Whoa, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. I sweet little thing I'm the one to see in Houston, down around Dallas and roll on south tonight. Here's that guitar player again. Push this rig through sleet and rain, driven through the rough terrains of the Rockies to the docks of old L.A. And on down that old Pacific shore, swing north and run for Baltimore, somewhere about 2,000 miles away. Whoa, I'm looking at the world through a windshield. Why didn't it lie by me on the right? I got a sweet little thing I'm a want to see in Nashville. Down around Dallas and rolling on south. Let's see him play it again, son. Long strips of rubber that you see were burned off of this rig by the likes of me. They'll ride along the highways in this land. I'm gonna sign my name in that diesel smoke and let the ones that come along behind me choke. Beat this pace I'm setting the time they can. Whoa, I'm looking at the world through a windshield. Why didn't it fly by me on the right? I sweet little thing I'm the one to see in Nashville. Down around Dallas and roll on south. That's down to Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry.
Down around Dallas and roll on south tonight. Look out, folks, this is it. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. This next song, I guess, was written by one of the greatest songwriters that we have in Nashville, Tennessee.
Who's that?
Me. No, this is written by Charlie Craig and myself. And I cut it for United Artists Records for a single record. But no, they didn't release it as a single. They put it in an album. And I knew the song was a hit. I sang it to Johnny Cash, and Johnny did it. Oh, what's that? That eat me up. Just don't stand there. Think about it. Let that squirrel eat me up. Kangaroo. But I sang it to John. John said, "Oh, you know something, Dale? I love that song. I'll take it home and let June listen to it. She likes it as well as I do. I'm going to record that booker." Well, John took it home, and June liked it, and he recorded it and made his #1 record. Don Williams made a #1 record throughout Europe. There's your Europe. But I'd like to sing it for you because we was the first ones to have it. And I'll do a verse and a chorus like Johnny Cash did, just so you'll get the full benefits of this whole record, okay? It's called I Would Like to See You Again, a great story. I've been sitting here thinking about some old times, some old times, some old friends. And suddenly you came across my mind that I would like to see you again. Remember how we used to walk and talk, holding hands. We said we loved each other, I recall. We made a lot of future plans, but the years have come and gone, and a whole lot has happened since then. And tonight, your memory's awful strong on my mind, and I would like to see you again. There goes that guitar. Well, it's funny how an old flame will come back. Come on back, make you blue. I just saw a picture of a railroad track, an old shack, honey, me and you. Here's John. Well, I guess I'd better straighten out my mind, straighten it out and go to bed and pray that I don't dream about old times, some old time that's gone and dead. For the years have come and gone, and a whole lot has happened since then. And tonight, your memory's awful strong on my mind. I would like to see you again. I would like to see you again. Everybody hum now. Do 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 do. Thank you very much, folks. A song that we had in 1974, which you made #1, was I loved this song all my entire life. From 1951, it came out. It was a pop song. We surely turned it country, called A Lover's Question. Yes. Does she love me with all her heart? Should I worry when we're apart? It's a lover's question I'd like to know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Does she need me like she pretends? Is this a game or will I win? It's a lover's question I'd like to know. Does she feel just what I feel? How am I to know it's really real? What? Tell me where that answer lies. Is it in her kiss or in her eyes? It's a lover's question I'd like to know. All her heart. Should I worry when we're apart? It's a lover's question I'd like to know. I'd like to know if she's not with me. Is she still true to me? I'd like to know when we're kissing. Does she feel just what I feel? How am I to know it's really real? What? Tell me where that answer lies. Is it in her kiss or in her eyes? It's a lover's question I'd like to know. I'd like to know. Yes, yes, I want to know. I want to know, Lord, 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 I want to know. I do 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 do. I wanna know. I do 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 Thank you very much, folks. You know, on the backside of all the hits we've had, we've always had either a ballad, an up-tempo ballad or something, and Miss Ellen wrote this song. I'd like to do it for you because you listen to the words, it'll probably bring a little tear to your eye because it's got that in it. And regardless of where you're from, it's going to fit you because it's called Anywhere USA. Yes, it is. Guitar. Well, I'm sitting on a suitcase just outside of town, watching my tears make little puddles on the ground, waiting for that big old bus to come my way, for I'm going to anywhere, USA. Now I don't care where that old gray dog is going, just as long as it takes me so far away. Mr. Driver, what's the fare? How much do I pay to go to anywhere, USA? Guitar son. Well, I had a love that told me she always stayed home, but how come in every honky-tonk she's mighty well known? So big wheels, keep on rolling, take me far away, yeah, to anywhere, USA. Now I don't care where that old gray dog is going, just as long as it takes me so far away. Mr. Driver, what's the fare? How much do I pay to go to anywhere, USA? To go to anywhere, USA. Yeah, you're good. You surely are. Thank you for that applause, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so very much for it. You know, the boys, to start with, we had 2 or 3 different names for the boys, and I'm not going to tell you what they were, but we finally had a #1 song with a song called Good Time Charlies, and that's what we named them. This is a song, Good Time Charlies. Boys, you ready? Yeah. Well, I know a place called Good Time Charlie's, a little 4-piece band swinging out of sight. I'll be here if you'd like to party from 9 in the morning till 12 at night. 2 miles from town, cross the railroad tracks, turn right at the light and park it in the back. You're always welcome, don't forget to drop in. Oh, Good Time Charlie's, anytime you can hear that guitar player. Well, I hear tell a troublemaker walked in one night, never came again. They said he left with an undertaker. Oh, Charlie done time, 2 years in the pen. Well, the beat goes on, there's a hardwood floor, and the sound of laughter running out the door. Roll of old women, plenty of cold beer, anything you're after, you'll find right here. 2 miles from town, cross the railroad tracks, turn right at the light, and park in the back. Don't forget to drop in. Oh, Good Time Charlie's, anytime you can, you're always welcome. Don't forget to drop in. Oh, Good Time Charlie's, anytime you Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm taking a little boy from the hills of North Carolina, and we were just talking about this today, Mike and I were. 73 people, only members of that elite club of the Grand Ole Opry. And who would ever thought a little boy from Sparta, North Carolina would become one of those 73 members? 32 years ago, in 1966, I became a member of the Grand Ole Opry and been there ever since. And what an elite club it really is. And you don't get there except for one thing. As they tell me, it's talent and the songs and the singers that get there. Well, thank God for the truck drivers of America, for me, who made it all possible to start. You know, this song sold over 1 million records just for the truck drivers who started it all off. And then everybody caught on to it after the truck drivers did. Funny how it started. Never will forget it. Longest day that I live. It was so simple. I should have thought of it real early. Like when I was 7. I was 9 before I thought about it. And I went, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Who is a girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway? Rolling down the highway in my Jimmy hauling freight from Chicago to St. Louis. I see her every day. I double clutch and weasel like me can hardly ever get a girl to look at him that way. Smiling like the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. Well, what a girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. I bet it wouldn't take her very long to get gone if someone would pull a dirty trick and take her towel away. I slow my Jimmy down to 20, that's how many wrecks I see there every day. Called by the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. A-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doggone that girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. Sleepy-headed painter said the girl wasn't real. Better get the on my way. What is that? On Route 66, the billboard to Chicago, you'll find tiny pieces of my heart scattered ever which way. Shattered by the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. A-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. A-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Everybody! A-doo-doo-doo-doo. Everybody go on. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It'll make you feel better, folks. A-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'll guarantee it. Doo-doo-doo-doo. That's how you make hits. A-doo-doo-doo-doo. One more time for him. Doo-doo-doo-doo. He's got it now. That's it. A-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yes! Woo! All right. When we were all growing up in our little small towns, even Cleveland used to be a small town when we were young. That's gone a long ways. Well, I told you about Chicago a few minutes ago in the 60s. Back then it was a small town, but I'm talking about when we grew up. Where did our morals come from? I'll tell you where it come from. That little theater that's on the square, on a one-lane road that went through the little town that we was all born and raised in. Guess who we went and seen every Saturday that we lived? After we got 7, 8 years of age, you couldn't wait to go see Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Hopalong Cassidy. And you got more to name in your minds. Each one of you have. I never forget that guy that played with Roy Rogers. You know, one thing right now. and Roy was a rootin', tootin', shootin' son of a gun. Darn Betty. That was Trigger. I thought you'd recognize Trigger if you wouldn't recognize Gabby Hayes. No. But people, eight or 9 years ago, I wrote a script while Mr. Acuff was still with us at the Grand Ole Opry. And I thought how wonderful it would be to put our Grand Ole Opry stars along with our Western stars to do a movie. It would have been the greatest seller of all times, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I don't have time for that 360 pages that I wrote. We'd be here till day after doomsday. So I'm just going to do the last part where the guys with the white hats all win. Well, I'm not sure these guys, these 5 or 7 I'm going to do for you win. I'll let you be the judge to that. But I'm going to start out. I'd like to put Walter Brannon. That's Amos McCoy, Grandpappy Amos, the real McCoys, if you don't know who that is. Huh? I thought you'd like that. I didn't know he was. Well, not until I said Amos McCoy. Nobody in Kentucky knows who that is. That's the only show they get in Kentucky. And they get it only on a Sunday if they got a good wind. Please, no cars and letters. I put Walter Brannon with Roy Acuff, Little Jamie Dickens, Gary Stewart. No, not Gary Stewart. What? Gary Cooper, Jimmy Stewart, those 5 are in this valley. And they ride up this hill in this valley. What was that? Sick horse. And there's 2 people that sees what kind of position they are in. And it's bad. It is bad. And they ride in to help them out, to save them. Johnny Cash and Mel Tillis. I'm not going to do that tonight. They're hostile, I can tell. Huh? You know it? All right. The first 5 I named to you, Walter Brown, Roy Acuff, everybody, they're in this valley on their horses. And they ride up this hill. We have sound effects, just like the movies now, folks. Just like the movies. They ride up this hill to this great big rock. To this great big rock. To the great big rock.
Said he's riding up a hill.
Do you think it's Mount Everest? It's just a little small hill.
I didn't know how big it was.
Well, when I'm supposed to say rock, you go boom.
Okay.
Yeah. They get behind this great big rock, you're up the mountain. Boom. On the piano. Get over there with him. All right. They're riding up the hill to the great big rock. There you go. And the men get off their horses because on the other side of that rock is 5,000 Indians. I told you we got sound effects for everything, just like the movies. And the Indians are shooting arrows. The guys are shooting. arrows are going. Eugene, do you think when them Indians out there got a guitar? There ain't nothing but the drums are going. The drums only. Sad. And the first voice you hear is Walter Brannon saying to the other four men, "Well, sir, I tell you right now, somebody's got to do something. I swear to God, I'm going to sit here and be killed. Every dead last one of us going to be dead, dead, dead." And Jimmy Stewart says, "Ha, ha, 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 ha. Just a second. Just a darn minute here. Something's wrong here. I just don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but something's wrong. The Indians, they don't usually attack this time of month."
Year.
Year. What did I say? What?
You said month, it's year.
I'm sorry, man. I got to thinking about home there for a minute. You know, PMS time. Pretty mean squall. Just run up a red flag there. White flag. And let me go talk to the chief here. Let me see if I can get us out of this mess. Just go ahead. So he goes out there, to make a long story short, Jimmy does, to talk to the chief. And little Jimmy Dickens says to Roy Acuff, "Oh, Lord, Roy. Listen, Roy, they're going to kill us. Those damn Indians mean business. Listen, Roy. Oh, Lord, listen, Roy. Listen to them drums. They mean business, Roy. Them drums are bad, Roy. They're bad." And Roy Acuff says, Possibly, Jimmy, that is not the regular drummer. It could be a substitute from the Bill Anderson band. And that's the worst damn drummer in the whole world, I can tell you that right now. Possibly you can go out there and tell them to come to Opryland. We don't have an Opryland anymore. And Gary Cooper says, "You know something? I should have went and talked to that chief myself. But I can't get my teeth apart. I would have kissed that girl in high noon if I could have got my teeth apart." And about that time, in the valley, below the hill, two people heard what was going on and saw him pinned down. Johnny Cash and Mel Tillis right up that hill at breakneck speed. And they get off their horses and Mel runs in and says, "Men, what is What's going, tell him, John. What Mel's trying to say, man, is we know what's happening here. I know them Indians. They're mean. But I better go have a talk with them because I happen to know who they are. They're Chippewas from Oklahoma. And I got to be back at 4 o'clock. Because June's getting pregnant. She said, I need to be there. So let me have a talk with them because I know them and I think I can get us out of here because I was born and raised as an Aztec Indian in the great state of Arkansas. And I'm an Aztec Indian, so I know I can talk us into getting off this mountain. And Walter Brown comes up to John and says, is it a fact? Well, sure. I swear I didn't know you was an Aztec Indian. It's great. It sure is. Well, is Johnny, baby? Yeah, I'll tell you something right now. Go ahead and go on out there. Have a talk with him. Yes, sir. You go right ahead, boy. But I swear I feel sorry for you. Yes, I do. I feel sorry for you. Because here you are, grew up as an Aztec Indian. And when you come back from out there, you're going to be a half Aztec Indian. I can tell you that right now.
Let's give it up for Mr. Del Reeves here.